Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 360 or Season 2 Episode 280. So this one, I just got through reviewing a Children of the Whales episode that I said was mostly just setup and mostly just exposition and sort of setting things up for future plot lines. And that was kind of this episode for Tower of God 2. There wasn't a lot of things that happened that I would consider to be main action for the series. Like, with any of the groups, I wouldn't say any of them engaged in a main action. I would say that more of them were just setting up so that the main action can happen within the next few chapters. So let's go through this. So, with the Sweet Castle group, a Khun sibling shows up, gets info from them about what's going on, tells Boro he'll pass the stage for them to summon the boss or whatever, and then we have our title card. We jump back, we have Khun Agnes and Yuan Sung. They steal the final boss from Barrow and such, and I struggle to think how this isn't a worse plan than just reinforcing the ground like they first said. Reinforcing the ground, of course he'll notice, but he won't notice you stealing the boss? I don't understand how this is a less conspicuous plan. It seems very, very much the opposite. It seems very overt. But so they steal the final boss, and Enemy easily outruns them and blocks their path, and he recognizes Yuan Sung. But two things I'm wondering. First of all, they're literally interrupting a test and fighting against a big breeder. Where are the sworn enemies? We were introduced to this concept. If you keep breaking the rules, they're going to keep coming back. Well, they're breaking rules all over the place, and we haven't even seen Khun's or Yuan Sung's in the first place, let alone see them coming back. So yeah, where are the sworn enemies? That's sort of that it's like that plot line was there and Bomb had his copy, and then we almost kind of dropped it. It was there to bring in the Bomb copy for a few chapters and to give us the Snake Charmer, and after that we haven't seen it come into play, even though it seems like it really, really should have. Also, why are they surprised that Enemy caught up to them and passed them so easily? They established already the big breeders are like pretty much gods. They can manipulate the data, give things different value or whatever. He could just up his speed incredibly or something. They're basically gods in this world. So why are they surprised that he can run fast? I'm not sure why they thought this was a good plan. I don't see what CU thought. Like, I really feel like Yuan Sung and Khun Agnes should have had a better plan than this between the two characters. Yeah, it made the characters seem kind of not so smart. But either way, Bomb is still fighting Ankylomon. It has super strong Shinsu resistance, so he ain't doing much of anything. And then Bomb, I like Bomb being smart here. He concludes that, well, I mean, it's made out of data, so maybe they just upped its stat really high. So, yeah, totally makes sense. It just has super high Shinsu resistance stat. Then lewd Snake crawling out of Andras's clothes. He says, you know, I can see that you could take it out, but it'll take you a long time, so I'm gonna fight for you. And then he forms up into his human form. Bomb's like, who is this perv, a stalker? We see Rack watching on to what's going on with Yuan Sung and Agnes, and then Icarus appears and says, don't worry, I'm a good person, I'm here to help. And I love this just because there's so many ways that CU can write the Icarus concept to be really, really great. But moving along. So the champion villain Chrome Cutter is the champion villain final test whatever of the Sweet Castle, and it just gets totally wrecked by Bubblegum Khun, and he says that his father hates waiting, so let's hurry up. And he mentions his name is Khun Marco Asensio. He's a direct son in real life. I mean, this is just a data copy. Says that his father hates nuisances, so there's actually only 3 people that are part of his group. And also he says that most sons from the Khun family don't really like their father anyway, so yeah, there's not many that would stay there anyway. Then his sister calls him over the it looks like an observer and says, hey, hurry up, father's getting impatient, he's pretty like crazy ever since he found out his wish is being granted or whatever. So, yeah. Also, one last thing, because after I read the chapter, it's of course the first thing I see. I hate Rachel hate comments. And you guys know, I didn't like Rachel for the longest time, and then over time, she grew to be, in my opinion, a really, really good antagonist. She's not even a normal antagonist. More of a rival for Bomb, an antagonistic rival. I don't know. It's kind of hard to put her place in the story because it changes depending on the arc. But I think that Rachel is actually a very well-written character. And the reason that it bothers me more than that, not whether I like or don't like the character, because I didn't like her, but now I've come to think she's a really well-written character. And I've actually started to come to like her a little bit. But the problem I have with it is that it sort of takes the place and takes the attention away of what could be good discussion on the chapters. Like, all we have is just mindless, haha, I hate Rachel, and it gets a bunch of likes, and it's just so disingenuous and just begging for likes. Please give me likes. And it takes that top spot away, and the spots that people get to see more often, it takes that away from discussion about the chapter, or something like new and witty about what happened in the chapter itself. So yeah, again, it's not something bad. I'm not going to say, oh, you're not allowed to comment this or that. It just does annoy me when I go through the chapter, and instead of seeing people in the top comments discussing the chapter and stuff, it's half the people saying, oh man, I hate Rachel, give me likes. And then all the comments on that, all the comments on each of the top comments, I guess, oh man, I hate Rachel hate comments. And then the ones of that, I hate the Rachel hate comments. I hate Rachel hate comment. I hate Rachel comments. I hate. Whoa. I hate Rachel comments. Wow. Either way, got distracted by that one. Talking about the blog, it's pretty simple. CU's still dealing with the aftermath of losing his grandmother and all that. And obviously, probably very tired. But he says that Asensio is a very conventional and traditional spear bearer, that he introduced so many spear bearers that were like Rack or like Ron, where they weren't really your normal traditional spear bearer, that he figured he needed to put in some normal spear bearers, and this is one. He also mentions that it's highly possible he'll show up later in the story. I think that'd be cool for them to meet the real Asensio, and of course he won't know them or anything, they'll just know the data version of him. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing for further along in the story. So yeah, I thought it was a good short setup chapter. It wasn't as short as last week, but it was still a little on the shorter side. I really do like Asensio, actually. I think he's a good new character. One negative, I do wish Sachi's team would have done more. Like if it was more of a struggle or journey to get to Khun. I just wanted to see more of their group get to be important. But, whatever, I guess. Also, I wasn't expecting the Snake Charmer to be revealed to Bomb this early on. To play a role directly like this so early on in the arc. So I kind of wasn't expecting that. I'm also excited for Icarus, like I said before, because we could have Rachel plan things out and betray them for her own gain. We could have Rachel actually help them out, because helping them out helps herself out. Or maybe her because it's Rachel, a character who the characters hate, a lot of the fans hate, giving a character that everyone hates, essentially, a proxy, a sort of disguise so that nobody recognizes her and she can have a fresh, clean slate and see how they interact and react to her then is really cool, because it's like, if they didn't hate her, would they like her? Or would they get along now if it wasn't for things she's done in the past? So I think that there are so many ways that CU can write this, that it's a really cool angle to take with this arc. That she could betray them here, she could help them out because it helps herself out, she could help them out because she starts trying to be good, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I guess she doesn't really... I was going to say she doesn't really see what she's done as that evil, but she kind of does. She kind of does. We've seen from what she said, she views herself as evil. Or views herself as the bad guy, but she's the bad guy because she has a dream. So yeah, it is interesting. I think there's a ton of things that can be done with the storyline. Also another, I'm not going to say it's a negative, another just weird thing though. Khun and Yuan Sung's plan was really dumb, and it's kind of out of character for Khun and Yuan Sung's plan to be really dumb. So yeah, that doesn't totally make sense to me. But either way, as a score, I'd give it 7.5 pervy snakes out of 10. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I did think it was good, not the best or anything. It was mostly just set up. So yeah, either way, like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff on the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.